Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and this is my review for The Banker from Apple. And all the confused looks on everybody's faces when an Apple logo pops up before this movie, and it's like, wait, what? But yes, so this is an Apple TV Plus original, and it's going to be coming out on Apple TV Plus at some point, but I got to see it in a theater, and I feel like this movie was definitely going in the direction of being this year's Green Book. It did get delayed because of some controversy going on in like the accurate nature of this film, and coming from somebody who honestly doesn't care how historically accurate movies are, because it's a movie, unless you're making a documentary, it doesn't necessarily have to go exactly how it went. You're supposed to be making an intriguing movie, so go make your movie. From somebody who loves Braveheart, the most historically inaccurate film of all time, I'm okay with it. And I'm okay with this movie. I found enjoyment in this movie. This film doesn't go as deep as it could have gone in terms of dealing with racism, segregation, and all these aspects of societal issues in the 1960s, but like, it has a lot of fun with it, honestly, and does take enough time to show these horrible things. Are the racists in this movie, in general, more than just caricatures? Not really. There are a couple more subtle moments where it's like a little more microaggressions, and like maybe those were a little more interesting, but most of all, it's pretty overtly racist. Like, all the racist people in this movie, it's like, yeah, they're beating you over the head with it. And it makes it hard to watch some of those scenes. But this film never feels like it spends the time to build up enough tension to feel like it's something that's deeply meaningful. Because, like, there's no scenes that are going to come anywhere close to, say, 12 Years a Slave, when it goes that deep into the evils of racism. Nor were there even scenes where I felt like they went as deep as Green Book. This film kind of keeps it on the surface level, where there's enough in the story for you to be like, that's horrible, keeping it on the surface level, but it could have dug deeper and hit with more resonance. And it's interesting because how much this film bounces around between three characters, because you have Anthony Mackie, who supposed to be our main character, who for slots of time we're really seeing this film from Nicholas Holt's perspective, which I thought was interesting. And it's like they spend enough time trying to build him up as a person and with some complexities, because by the time it's his turn for us to question his motivations, it's like we actually feel a little bit and understand a little bit, instead of making him just like a caricature. Where I feel like this film could have easily gone into, say, this is probably a weird connection, but think about The Prestige. There's that one part where it's like Hugh Jackman needs a twin, and they find a twin who looks like an uglier Hugh Jackman because it's actually Hugh Jackman with fake teeth and a fake nose. But, like, that guy, you never feel like his motivation's trying to pull himself up. No, he's just an asshole who wants to take advantage of this and make money. And when he realizes he has power, he takes advantage of it. You get more depth in this, but you kind of lose the perspective in this film sometimes of Anthony Mackie's character, Samuel L. Jackson's character, to Nicholas Holt's perspective, which I don't feel like this film should be showing a lot from his perspective, because it's not about him. And I feel like Green Book kind of falls into that same thing, where it's like, this is supposed to be an uplifting story about overcoming race, but you're spending so much time from the white guy's perspective that it's kind of like, shouldn't we be spending more time from the person who's dealing with it more? And like, yes, he's like a lower class white person who still has considerably more societal power in being a lower class white man than Anthony Mackie or Samuel L. Jackson's character, which Samuel L. Jackson's character is a black man with a lot of money and power because he owns property. But the thing is, it's like, you're really supposed to be seeing it from their perspective. And there's a decent chunk in the middle where it's like, Anthony Mackie just turns into a math tutor. And Samuel L. Jackson just kind of is like, being Samuel L. Jackson, being funny, laughing, cracking jokes the whole time, which he does that so well, so amazingly well, and I absolutely love it. But you kind of lose that. And from also Nicholas Holt's accent sounds so artificial in like every single role he has as an American, and it's just like, ugh, why? But in general, Anthony Mackie gives a very strong, subtle performance that's boiling up from underneath, where Samuel L. Jackson's doing his thing, being a larger than life personality and enjoying every moment of it. And as an audience, it's hard to not enjoy every moment of it. Nia Long gives a great performance. I really enjoyed her in this film. Overall, it's an important story. You laugh, you enjoy yourself, but I feel like this film could have done a lot more for its message, and it kind of veers away from trying to do so because it would probably be more of a challenging film. And I don't know if this film's quite going for that. Overall, I enjoyed The Banker, and I think it has a good message, but I think there's other films out there that do this better, but I'm not going to take that away from this. You'll get something out of this film. Not a whole lot, but I feel like you still will. But those are my thoughts on The Banker. Let me know what you think. And one other little aside, the score in this, absolutely loved it from start to finish. There's some great music in this. Probably the most inspired part of the movie, which might say a lot. But thank you, as always, for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.